Hello, Team Absolution fans, and surprise, it's Friday. This week has been crazy hectic for everyone on the team. I haven't been able to get us all together pretty much all week. But Keith suggested we do something on Friday, and then Braxton turned out to be free on Friday for once in his life. So here we are on a Friday.
Seems good.
Friday night, because we're losers and we don't have anything else to do. Just kidding. We all have lives, but we also don't have anything else to do.
Except hang out with each other.
So, yeah, we're going to wait about 3 minutes. But the 3-minute mark, 4-minute mark is when we'll go ahead and get started. Good news is it's Friday. Bad news is that it's Friday. That's not bad news. Bad news is we're back to mess spoilers because we're at the beginning of a new set and Bushi's like, common. We did get one triple R, so we'll talk about that, but I'll talk about some of the cards, but stuff like that. Say that again, Keith, what'd you say?
We have two now, friend.
Wait, oh, did we get another one?
We got another one last night.
No, wait, there was what's the first one then? Juggernaut Maximum? Oh, yeah, Juggernaut Maximum. Okay, I forgot he was a triple R. I knew about the one last night.
Oh, okay.
All right. A lot of Pokemon news this week. A lot of gaming news. Dude, I feel like E3's already been spoiled, man. I feel like, because there's already, like, leaks coming in that, like, Braxton Fighters has been confirmed for the Switch.
Really?
Yeah, Fighters has been confirmed for the Switch. Fortnite's been confirmed for the Switch. This weird game called Paladins has been confirmed for the Switch.
It's free Overwatch, basically. Free to play Overwatch.
And then Monster Hunter, which was already confirmed, but it's double confirmed now. In case anybody was wondering, it's double confirmed. And then this weird arcade game called Killer Queen Black got announced too, which is weird, but it's whatever.
Is it anything to do with JoJo's or Queen?
No. I watched like a glimpse of it. Apparently it's like a super big arcade game in like the DC and New York area. Like it's where the only place you can play it, like in the United States. It's like this like it looks like Joust, but it obviously isn't Joust. But it looks like Joust.
So it's Joust?
No, because like you have to get this queen and you have to like take her to your like net. It's weird. I don't know. I can't describe the game, and I'm probably butchering it, and the chat's probably gonna blow up at me if anyone actually knows what the game is. So
I got it working.
So yeah, that's on my front there.
What in the world is going on with YouTube?
I don't know, man.
Like I'm trying to sign in, and it's just like you need a Wake County. What's going on here?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell Braxton. But what I will tell the rest of the fans is let's get started with damage check. So first things first, I'm joined with the two people I could scrounge together on a Friday evening. I'm joined with Keith, the Irish God Murphy.
How's it going, everyone?
And I'm joined with Braxton, the Express Thompson.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Mario.
And then, of course, me with the captain. So, I'm going to go ahead and go through... I'm only going to go through the rares and then the triple Rs. I think that's a fair one, right? I think that's fair.
Are you telling me you do not want to go over the Tachikaze 9K?
Oh, we're going to talk about it extensively. Because that card breaks the game.
I just wanted to make sure, friend, that we were talking about the good shit.
All right, so so Phantom Black is the first one I'll talk about. So it's a Mega Colony 8K, 10K shield, grade 1. When it boosts, you can discard a card from your hand until the end of that battle. It gets powered up with 6K, and your opponent cannot call normal units from his or her hand to Garden Circle. I like this card. Yeah, I like this card.
Yeah, for a grade 1, this thing is really solid. You can't go wrong with just like a color restrict effect on a grade 1 with power boost on it as well, on top of it.
Yeah, man, it's a 15K booster, or it's a 14K booster, and it has that extra guard restrict. So it's like, hey, everything's looking Millhouse, man. Everything's looking up.
Yeah. Plus, Phantom Black is just a great looking card. Like, he's a gigantic anthropomorphic bug that smokes cigars. Man is great.
See, what I love about Bushiroad is that cigar is going to make it to America, too. They'll change the word ogre to ogle, but damn if that cigar is not going to stay.
That's right.
Correct.
When I look at this card, I just think of the generic villains from, like, a Power Ranger series. Like, the putties. Like, that's all I think about when I see Phantom Black.
Mm-hmm.
There's an army
Phantom
of putties.
Black is a putty.
All right, so going forward here, we've got the grade 1 9K, and we'll talk about him.
I don't even get a chance to talk about what I think about this card. I see how it is.
What do you think about this card that we don't already know?
Go.
That's what I thought.
This card is amazing in premium because it makes Zoa good.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I didn't even think about its premium repercussions. Yeah, that's dumb. That'll be fun. Aren't they also getting a reprint in this set too? As a Stride reprint? What is it? Is it Gridora? No, it's not Gridora.
It's Overwhelm.
It's Overwhelm. Great. It's Overwhelm.
I mean, that thing sorely needed it. It was an $80 card at one point.
Yeah, stupid. So we got our nice triple Rs. Our first triple R we'll talk about is Juggernaut Maximum. Still looks the same. I'm sure the art looks different, but it also doesn't look different. In arts that look like the same as its original card, this one looks like the samest. So Juggernaut Maximum, when placed, this unit gets power plus 10K until the end of turn. This is Vanguard Rearguard, and then auto Rearguard at the beginning of your main phase. Put this unit into your soul. Search your deck for up to 1 Juggernaut Maximum and call it to Rearguard. Then shuffle your deck. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Braxton first.
Sorry, I was typing. Yeah, card's kind of silly. But yeah, just on board, get plus 10. I'll put on the soul, search for a dude, get plus 10.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. Yeah, I have no qualms for this. Well, I mean, I don't know. This beginning of main phase, I think, is gonna prevent it from doing like broken combo stuff. Which is okay. I think it's good for balance, but it also takes a little bit of the threat of you could do it whenever kind of thing, I guess. Keith, what are your thoughts here on our boy Maximum?
Yeah, so I think there's 2 big points to this. One of them, Jose, you just started to touch upon, is that having to stick around is not going to be fun times when Kagero exists. He is probably going to struggle in that regard for that effect, but he is a huge guy. Like, Juggernaut Maximum is a juggernaut. Man is going to hit you with so much damage if he gets his effect off and everything else. That's what, 33K with force by himself?
Yeah.
The one thing I find it's a little hard to give a full judgment on Juggernaut just because I feel like his viability is very tied to Seafried because he's obviously a rear guard grade 3, this Juggernaut. You don't want him on your Vanguard. So, like, he's good at what he does, but I want to see what Seafried is going to do to kind of complement this guy.
Yeah, that I kind of have to agree with you on that, Keith, because like clearly this is a supplemental. This is meant to be a rear guard unit. Though I will say it is very helpful that he does have a gift, though, because like if you're stuck in a bad situation that you have to ride Juggernaut, at least you're not shafted out of the gift.
Yes, I do agree with you on that.
They could have really overbalanced this card by taking away the gift, which I think would have been a mistake. But I really like that they gave it the gift. But I still think that for utility purposes, you're going to want to use this on the rear guard for sure. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to see what the main boss does here to really see what Juggernaut's true potential is. I think I have to agree.
With all this soul charging, it's probably going to use a soul and do dumb things.
Yeah.
I will also say his premium viability probably not that good, actually. I think he's a little too balanced for premium.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's better than regular Juggernaut Maximum.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you were ever running regular Juggernaut Maximum in the first place in Premium.
I don't know what Spike's run anymore.
I think there's still Turbo GB8. I still think that deck hasn't changed.
Yeah, I think what's interesting though about this is that we've actually gotten away, or at least look to be getting away from multi-attacking spikes. That none of the stuff we've seen so far, Bracky, Juggernaut, or what is the name of the vanilla grade one? The guy, he used to be the 8K from back in the day.
Wonder Boy?
Wonder Boy, yes, thank you, Wonder Boy. All of these guys are, they replace themselves and get big power, but none of them are enabling multi-attacking really to any level. So I think that's a bit of an interesting turn for Spikes, just to have 3 big lines as opposed to, I'm going to attack you 6 times with a restanding Frog Raider in the back row.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's gonna be interesting how Spike's because every time I started seeing this goes into the soul thing, I started thinking of a huddle, and I really like that concept of it. At least it speaks to the because in the main phase, a lot of these things could go to the soul, which means we're gonna get a huddle formation, and then you're gonna call new dudes and lower the bench. I mean, there's a lot of football analogies you can go with this.
Yeah, put it back in the soul. Have some advertisements go on.
Time for a commercial break. Pull out cards. Time for another commercial break.
Yeah.
Battle phase, commercial break.
Yeah. Only 5 minutes of Vanguard, but 20 minutes of ads actually happen.
So high speed Bracky, I'll cover his skill real quick. When placed, he also gets power plus 10k until the end of turn, rear guard only. And then auto rear guard at the beginning of your main phase. You put this card in the soul, you search your deck for another Bracky, and you call it to rear guard. So basically Juggernaut Maximum, but he's a grade 2 10k, which is not bad at all.
No, I mean, worst comes to worst, it's just a 10k ride on your grade 2. And that's still pretty good.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a rare, right? So it's it's going to be a lot of these. And he's a great utility grade 2 dude to have on the board.
Yeah. I've got no complaints with Bracky. It's fine.
What about you, Brax?
But what is utility to Spike Bros other than putting a fist down your throat?
Hey, but this is another fist! This is another fist! The more fists, the better, man.
Oh, man.
You say that, but 3 fists a lot better than 2.
I just thought it was funny. You said utility. I'm like, what? Utility and spikes. What?
And so we got Wonder Boy. So when placed, put a card other than a grade 1 from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck, and this unit gets power plus 5k until the end of turn. At the beginning of your main phase cost, put this unit into your soul. Search your deck for up to 1 Wonder Boy, call it to rear guard, and shuffle your deck. Yeah, I have no problems with this card either. So,
yeah, it's pretty much just the same effect, kind of recycled among the 3 of them.
Yeah, they're all kind of the same thing, but different.
Yeah. That was a great description right there.
I mean, it's true. They're all the same things, just with slight alterations.
Utility for Spikes is drafting another player into your team. I like it.
Also, don't let Braxton lie to you. He's a god at BB.
Wow.
Hey, Braxton, stop. I love you talking to the chat, but stop messaging them because your clacks are really frustrating. It's like clack, 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 clack.
Like you're one to talk about clacks.
So, next is a Mega Colony, grade 2 9k. It is a rare. It is a 5k shield. When placed, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets power plus 6k until the end of turn. When its attack hits, countercharge 1, and add one of your units gets power plus 6k until the end of turn. Not bad. I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, when an attack hits, I mean, we're in the beginning stages of standard, so of course that's going to be a requirement for a lot of cards. But I mean, it's not a bad thing to have, and it seems like just a bonus, really.
Yeah, it's fine. You can never really go too wrong with countercharge, and just like a good what is it called? Mega Colony seems to really be about the 6k power boost for whatever reason. We're going to see it on one more card by the time we're done.
It's true.
So it's perfectly serviceable. Excuse me. Plus, this is also Bloody Hercules, which is 1, an amazing name, and 2, it's a bug with machine guns and gun belts, which is just great.
And 3, no longer a 10k. Yes.
Yeah. Also that.
Yeah, no. I think he'll see play, honestly. I mean, granted, I want to see what the grade 3s do for Mega Colony before I make any rash judgments. But,
Agreed.
if they have the soul, I have no reason why you wouldn't use this unless there's strictly something better to use. Plus, it adds pressure. I like cards that add pressure.
Uh-huh.
So, like, and this, like, forces your opponent to guard it because you don't want to give your opponent a counter charge, essentially, for, like, nothing. You know?
Yeah, totally agree.
So, it's nice. I'm a fan. Brax, you got anything you want to add here on Hercules?
Nope. Pretty solid vanilla-ish card. It's okay.
But really, though. So, all right. So, Frontline Command, Sigswald. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. So,
What are we talking about?
this is the grade 3 common for spikes. Frontline Commander, Sigswald. Oh, wait, no, it's the common. We're going to skip this guy. Skip him.
All right, skipped.
He's good for budget. He's bad for everything else. Done. So next we got Machining Mantis. So machining fans all over the world in premium were like, yes. So Machining Mantis, Triple R, grade 2, 9K, 5K shield. Auto Vanguard rear guard when placed. Counterblast 1. Look at 6 cards from the top of your deck. Put up to 1 grade 3 card from among them into your hand by revealing it. Shuffle your deck, and this unit gets power plus 6K until the end of turn. Now, I don't know for certain, but I am almost sure that this is the first grade 3 searching card in Standard that searches a grade 3. I mean, OTT can search other stuff, but this is the first card that says, like, search a grade 3.
This is our first top checker for sure, I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Like,
well, that's not true. OTT top checks all the time.
Yeah, OTT.
No, yeah, I guess that's not the right word. I'm not using the right word. But you remember like the Forerunners used to do? That would be like top check 5 for a grade 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. It's the first grade 3 searcher, really. This is just a grade 3 searcher. He's just a grade 2. And he gives you power too, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, he I don't know. This doesn't feel like the Triple R to me in terms of the power level.
Really?
Here's the well. First, I'll give it to Braxton first. So Braxton, because you said really. So go ahead and expand on your thought there, Brax.
It's a protect clan, and they now have a card that is a beater, and 2 helps them search for more grade 3s to get more protects.
I mean, brings up a good point. It's basically a PG searcher in essence.
Yeah.
By searching a grade 3, you're searching an additional PG. Assuming you write it, obviously. Or, also, I'll go back to this. Because it's the first grade 3 searcher, Mega Colony now has a consistency, a level of consistency that other clans just won't have.
Also that.
And my last point I'll say about this being good is something we haven't really talked about as far as Standard goes, is that Forerunners don't exist as far as we know it. So you don't have any boosters behind your Vanguard when you're swinging. So the fact that you can ride this, Counterblast 1, search a grade 3, if you get it, you essentially get a stage against 10K grade 2s. And now you're swinging 15 on a 10K grade 2. Whereas before, you would have to call a booster in order to get that because Forerunners don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say it justifies its grade 3. It's Triple R. It does you a lot of things that in Standard you don't. That in Premium, yeah, sure, this card's like meh at best. Because there's grade 3 searchers. You have Forerunners. It has machining in its name, and it's a good machining, so it'll probably see play in Premium regardless. But in Standard, there aren't Forerunners, so like you don't have. It's a 9K, so like it loses to 10Ks, and then you can give more power, and you get a grade 3. So that's my thing. I don't know. I'm gonna hand it back over to you, Keith.
Okay, so circling back to what I was saying before, why I don't think this card is Triple R worthy is because of the fact that this will still whiff 32% of the time. And that's kind of a lot for CB1, I find. Um, I mean, the effect is great when it happens, but what happens when it doesn't? And I know I probably harp on probabilities too much, but as someone who plays Pokemon a lot and competitively, that 30% chance of a miss will cost you the game more times than you care to admit when it comes to stuff like Focus Blast or Stone Edge or whatever is your move of death when it comes to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Hey, Stone Edge hits a lot. But you're right, when it whiffs, I'm just like, man, I lost now.
Yeah, Braxton, I disagree. I've missed 8 in a row of all my Stone Edges.
No, I get what you're saying from the math favors you. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. But here's the thing: it's a 33% chance no other deck gets.
True.
That you have 4 of.
It's an option to use that no. So let's say, all right, let's say you're playing against Royals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you're about to G-assist or whatever, and you get pushed to 3 damage. You ride and you don't have a grade 3, right? You ride one of these, you check, you whiff. You call another one, you do it again, and boom, grade 3. Like you get multiple, because this can be used multiple times, because you can have 4 of them, like Braxton said. But that's excessive, and that's a really like fringe point I'm making there. But what I will say is, it's a card that does not exist in standard in any form.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other grade 3 searcher, and there is no other unit. Well, I don't know about that. I won't say that because I don't know for sure. I haven't gone through like the entire set 1 to look, and there probably is some grade 2 that when you ride it, it gets power for something and whatever. But it is a unit that gives you a boost on grade 2 ride when you don't have that. Because I think what us, the old squad, and people who are playing now are going to realize how much we took for granted Forerunners. When we realize that when we ride something and the card doesn't slide back, we're going to be like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to be on 9K bases, and people are going to be on 10K bases, and we're like, now I'm forced to call a card out of my hand if I want to hit.
So, yeah. I agree. I 100% agree to that. But the card also refunds itself when you draw off the skill.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying... Yeah, but Braxton, like, I get that you losing the card is replenished, but the point is, at least before it was there, it was a body. Like, you didn't have to do anything. Like, getting the card back, because what if you draw a grade 3? Like, that's not going to help you. You're not going to be able to call a booster. It's a grade 3.
Hey, man.
What if you draw another 9K grade 2? It's not going to help you against this 10K base. Like, having the 5K there to bounce back on was important, I think.
Call a trigger. You be all right.
Shoot, man.
Drop 15K shield to hit that stage.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll roll it back over to you, Keith, because we got time. So, anything else you thinking about this in terms of this triple R?
No, but I mean, I think at this point I'd just be arguing semantics. But you know, I could have said this would have been perfectly adequate as a double R for the clan.
I can agree to that. I mean, maybe. Do I think it deserves a triple R slot? Yeah. Would it be a much better double R? Yeah. Okay. It's like a weaker triple R, but it would have been a very strong double R.
Yeah, it's in that weird zone of kind of that.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't think Berserk should have been a triple R, but here we are.
Yeah, that is true. Him and Arrow.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't think Arrow should have been a triple R.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Arrow was triple R too. Like why? Why?
So that's a good little discussion there, and that's the last one. And now I'll turn it over to my boy Braxton, who has tournament results.
Oh, that is a thing.
At least I hope he has tournament results for me.
Well, you didn't tell me to pull them up, so off to Discord.
Brax, you should have known. You should have known. In the meantime, chat, feel free to let us know what you think. Does Machining Mantis deserve its triple R slot, or is it a complete garbage card that deserves no love at all?
And nothing in between.
Nothing. You can only pick one or the other.
Yeah.
You're either with me or against me.
Yeah.
Darn.
There's a lot of talk about Pokemon moves missing in the chat now.
Yeah. It's like Aqua Tail. And I was just like, well, he has a point.
Oh, by the way, there was a mistranslation in the Let's Go announcement. It will have online battling and trading. It's just going to be through like the online service that Nintendo has. So it will have
Awesome.
online battling and trading.
Awesome. Now I can finally 1v1 Keith to the death.
You can call him on his Pokemon Go skills, because I'll tell you, he doesn't have any.
Yeah, I don't. I'll also be the first to admit that they're not there. It's like, for like 2 days and then give up.
Which is weird, because as much as you run, I figured you'd be on that all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, for any other reason that, you can just hatch eggs forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Thanks. Mhm.
Yeah, so
You got the
let's
report
talk
for me?
about- no. Apparently my Discord needs to update, so if anyone just wants to head over to our Discord.
Here, I'll put it up.
Thank you.
Dad. Thanks, Dad.
Okay. So there was one Kunai no Diwe VGCS.
What?
That's actually the name of it. Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
It was a premium teams, and the winning team was Coral Sharat OTT.
Wait, but is it so it's premium OTT?
Correct.
Ooh.
It has
Ooh.
Ichikishima and Tom.
Oh, new Tom. Dead
Yes.
Tom. Deadly Tom.
It does. The combo. You don't get a guard.
Sorry,
No.
friend.
Yeah. I think what's cool about this, though, is that there are also 2 other decks in here. It's not just like Kagero Royals OTT with this. I think it's pretty interesting that it's 2 premium decks that also don't have standard support right now in the top team, which I thought it would not have been the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. This is actually an important. The new rules are in effect, right?
Yes. For Japan, at least.
So, yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised myself.
Mhm.
Because
Actually, wait, aren't the rules
Actually, I
in
think the
effect
new
for
rules
us
are-
too?
I think they're live today.
Oh.
Yeah, on the
I think
first,
the new
right?
rules are live today, which we'll talk about that in the next segment, but let's go through this first.
Okay. And the other VGCS that happened was Tracator VGCS. It was a standard tournament, 64 players. First place, Braxton will be happy to hear, was Kagero.
Yes.
Second place was Nova Grappler, and third place was Royals.
What was the royal play? Do you know what the royal play was playing? I'm kind of curious.
What he was playing, like what was in his list?
Yeah.
It was for Alfred, the VR Alfred, and for Soul Saver.
Ooh, he going with that 4-4 combo.
Mm-hmm.
What a rebel. You know how he would have won? If he had dropped the Soul Saver.
This guy.
Yeah.
That's how you ignite. That's how you get a firestorm right there.
This.
What did he win? Winning Soul Saver. Cards, sad.
This guy.
Right might possibly the worst deal, maybe ever. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, I think the most shocking thing to take from this is just what kind of I thought for a while is that I think a lot of people underestimated because they were like, oh, the only decks that are going to matter are the premium decks that get standard support. I'm like, dude, I think you underestimate the power where we left premium at the end of its lifetime, or where we left the G era. Like when we left the G era, these decks were stupid. And like a few extra triggers and a few extra utility cards ain't gonna change that.
Mm.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that for sure, Jose. I agree with you on that. I think that it's certainly not going to change. I think until by the time we hit Shadows is I think when it's going to start changing, because at that point we'll have like 12 clans with standard support. I think that's when things are going to be like, all right, now we're starting to shift things out that don't have the extra standard support. They're just premium decks. But for right now, I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, for a while now, we're just gonna see this being the case, just because I saw another tournament list. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. What's the? Oh crap! I don't want to tell. I don't want to say it out loud. Crap! Can't remember the name.
What?
What is it? Is it DCDG? Brax? Is that it?
The what?
CDG? Yeah, I found it.
The card games discussion group.
Yeah, I found it. All right, so man, this guy's got a lot of trophies. See if I can find this. Okay, so this was attorney. This is a premium tournament. It was hosted.
Oh, you found it. Okay,
last week.
Looking for.
Yeah, and so this is what took top 4. I don't know how many players were in here, so take this with a grain of salt, of course. This was in a place called Toys Bar. So first place was Brave with V triggers. And then second was Ritual Cross, which surprised me. Third was ZTB, and then fourth. Well, go ahead.
Ritual Cross. Oh wait, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then fourth was Draconic Overlord Premium. So whatever that means.
Oh.
I don't have the list.
Cool.
I don't have the list exactly in front of me, unfortunately. But so we can assume that the Brave is just literally Fidesz with new triggers. And then Draconic Overlord is probably some kind of mix of old stuff and new stuff, of course. But I mean, second and third are still two, and the second and third are two decks that have no premium support or no standard support. So I think, for this beginning, I think Keith is right. I mean, we're just gonna have to remember that some of these decks are stupid.
Yeah, I don't think there's not enough advantage generation post Stride for some of those decks yet to like really get going in standard. Like,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, that was stuff. The Fidesz one I think is a great example because like that deck should, for all intents and purposes, die to standard coming in because 13k base.
Right.
I think should have been enough of a like cutting point for that deck to just be like, oh, yes, I'll die now, and call it a day. But the fact that it's still alive just shows the power of going into Stride and how much you can do with that, at least for now.
Yeah, well, as much as I totally understand the 13k base argument, the problem is unless you can retire both of his grade 1 dudes in Fidesz, he can still hit your 13k bases. And all he has to do is hit you with 13k. Like he doesn't have to get big. He just has to poke you. Mm-hmm. And that's enough to really harm your day. Yeah. And so like having 2 of those grade 1s gives +4 to your front row. And then once you have +4 to your front row, 9k's hit, 10k's hit, and then you're still having a bad time. So Ritual's worst matchup is Draconic Overlord when it comes to that. Well, no, because technically the Destiny, because the Destiny is like one of the few cards that can get rid of it because that card has resist. So the grade 1 I'm talking about. So it's still the 30k base argument is good, but if he gets into his combo, you're just gonna have a bad time.
God, there is a hell of a storm going on outside.
That's probably coming this way.
You guys don't get it because like it's just like I can just see the boom flash outside my window right now. But,
spoiler alert! It's actually one of our fans like taking pictures of Keith.
Yeah, the paparazzi.
I got him. So another thing is, and this is another thing that I want to touch on real quick about these tournament lists is that like another thing about this whole premium thing is that like so for example Novas really can only use the triggers even though they have an entire set of standard support. Like Extreme Battlers can really only use the triggers. There isn't really anything else in the set that they can abuse. I think that hurts them in premium, but then they also got the rule change, which really helps them. So it works out okay.
Yeah, everything balances out. They got a net 0. Good job, Novus.
Net 0.
Whereas, like,
well, they do have. I don't know if they would make use of it, but they do have the grade 1. They can swing on first turn. Who knows if they can do anything with that?
Yeah, I don't know if they could, but I mean, it is something that's available to them. It's just like, for example, like Royals and like Kagero, those 2 clans, and I guess NOTT, like they can really absorb these cards because they just work naturally with the decks that exist in premium. Brave doesn't because you need everything that isn't a trigger to be Brave. So But Brave, that Fidesz is so stupid that it just carries the rest of it. But like blasters can really exploit the standard stuff because it's blaster stuff already. So, and then like Draconic Overlord is like, well, these are already Overlord stuff, so I'm just gonna scoop these up.
Yeah.
So take that with what you will, but I think it opens up a lot of. We'll see. I think Keith, I think you'll agree, and Braxton too. Like, I think next set we're really gonna start to see what premium and standard folds out to be.
Yeah. Because 4 just isn't enough clans with support. Like at the end of the day, that's just too small of a sample size. Considering there's 24 actual clans that are going to get support.
Yeah,
like talking about a sixth of the clans is all we've got so far.
Yeah, we still got a whiles to go. Whiles to go.
And I'm still waiting for one of my clans.
On the flip side, though, everything is decently good enough that it's all topping. So I guess that's good. I guess, but like it's only 4. There's only 4 decks out of the set, so.
Yeah, odds are you might just win based on pure probability.
Yeah.
The next thing I'll say is what we talked about a second ago. Is I believe the rule change is official today.
Yep.
So starting today, Vanguard is different than it was yesterday.
So we got the ban list and the mulligans, and
that is completely true. So starting tomorrow, expect my Barkles coming in hard. Not really, but it could.
Just wait.
So that reminds me, Braxton, completely like sidebar here. Remind me tomorrow for the tournament to go over those because that's going to be like.
We should also send a message to them right now.
Yeah. So I mean, knowing some of them, they'll probably already know, but yeah. We'll go over it tomorrow. So if any of you are going to your local shops this weekend for any tournaments,
remember
make sure to remind them, hey, you mulligan properly now.
Yeah. Hi, you, come here.
And then the one player that plays grade 1 rush is going to have a bad time.
Starting today, Novas can do things without being sad about order.
Wait, but apparently it's not. Decker said the CR wasn't updated. But I'm pretty sure, didn't Bushiroad said it went live on June?
I think it was supposed to. Maybe they, Bushy was being bushy and they just haven't followed up with it.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just dragging their feet. Well, I'll ask Andrew because he'll know later. So, yeah. So, I mean, we've already talked about the rule changes extensively. So I just wanted to go over and say, like, hey, they're here now. So enjoy them. That brings me to my topic of the day, which I really don't have one.
The topic of the day. Okay, here. How about this for a topic?
We're talking about Lunastra and Cross Tag. Let's go.
Yeah, Lunastra is here in Monster Hunter World.
Can't escape from Crossing Fate.
Can't escape from Crossing Fate.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how would you rank the clans out of VBT01 right now? Since we have some initial results, what are you guys' opinions on said things?
I think. See, here's the thing. I think OTT might be the best, but not by much.
I'm still saying Kagro's the best.
What makes you think OTT is better, Bryson, or like has the ever so slightest of edges?
Well, at least has a very solid matchup into Kagro because Kagro can't retire Promised Daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, they still draw cards, and 3, Protect is really good, and also Imperial Daughter is just a really good card. Like,
okay,
just keep rewriting, getting crits, getting more PGs. You can't retire my dudes, Tom. Enjoy your.
Okay, actually, I got a retort for Braxton because I actually am interested in how he thinks about this. Given what you just said about OTT's power, which I think is completely, I think any of the arguments are totally valid because I mean all these clans are actually pretty close in power, so I think you can really argue it anyway.
Yes.
But I personally think Kagro's the best, then OTT, then Royals, then Novas. That's my personal ranking.
Okay.
But I think that like all 4 of them were like relatively close.
Yep.
So I think like anyone could really, depending on like a good day and the right build and the right wind, Like anybody can really take first. But
Like,
I think if I would have,
if you look at like all these results, like all the decks have won or at least topped something.
yeah, there's like no deck where it's like the top 8 are these 3, and this 4th is like over here. But this is my question to Braxton. So, given that we've seen OTT top, and it's showing, and you believe it to be incredibly powerful, or you think that it's edging out the other decks, do you believe that Bushiroad made the right decision in declining protects the 13K base and making them 12K?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, how do I want to say? I feel like if they had the same treatment as Kagero and Royals, where they got, you know, the 13K base and the 10K vanillas, then they wouldn't have to work as hard. Like those small numbers, I think those small numbers make a relative difference in standard.
I agree. But what about Keith? You proposed the question. What are you sitting over here? What are you thinking of the top 4 or top ranking them?
I'll do you one better. I'll tell you what decks specifically in each clan are going to be the best one. Number 1, OTT, Grade 1 Circle Magus Rush Turbo. Second.
You heard it here, boys.
Second, Nova Grapplers, no heals, 8 front, 8 draw.
Yeah, that's right. Third, 16 Grade 3 Kagero.
Wow. This is next level, man. I feel like I'm joining the Illuminati right now.
That's right. Fourth, the 4 versions of Blaster Blade in your deck. 16 copies of Blaster Blade Royals.
There you go. Different Blaster Blades.
Got him.
Oh my god.
No, in all seriousness, I'd probably line up fairly similar to what Jose said, that it's what was it, Kagero, OTT Royals, Novas. Although I think Novas have the potential to be the best deck against dumb players, because the fact that deck just like pumps out damage, the people that don't damage deny Novas is just going to win against them because they're just going to have the resources and they're going to do dumb stuff. And I think that Novas is the best deck against worse players, weirdly, even though it's the worst deck overall of the 4. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go in blindly, you're just going to lose.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't think, you're like, oh man, this guy's playing Novas. Can't let him bot me, then you're going to get bopped.
Simply put, yeah. We're like, well, you got bopped, sir. Good job.
I have to agree with you. I still think, here's what I'll say, though. We are only, like, what, 1 week since it's released in Japan? Maybe 2?
Correct. 1 week.
1 week. I'm gonna hark back to a lot of what I'm about to say. By the way, guys, we've been playing Vanguard for like 5 years. Just completely side note. I thought about this when I was driving today at work. I was like, man, what was I doing in 2013? And I was like, oh wait, I just started playing Vanguard. What am I doing with my life? Anyways,
put a twinkle in my eye.
So I digress. Anyways,
I pulled my SP Wingle Brave. Yeah.
I completely lost my train of thought now that I went into that. So what I was saying, this is gonna harken back. So like sometimes it takes a while for decks to truly form and to like figure out what the right build is, what the right tweaks are for things to come in, both in premium and I think even in standard. Even though it's the small card pool, it still takes a while to figure it out. Because people are gonna try different things. I mean, right now people are testing what they think is the obvious strategy. But I mean, it took people a while to figure out how Sank Guard worked back in like when that card released, and then when they did, the entire game changed. So who knows? Like next week, somebody might figure out like, oh, this is how you play Novas, and now like it's the best deck. Or someone can say this is how you really play OTT, and next week we're talking about how it's actually great tier 0 and everything else is just trash. I think that we have to see how it all shakes out. You know. We shouldn't hold this 1 week tournament results to say it's the end all be all.
No, 1 week results are all that matters.
That's right. I like to use my biased ass sample size to make all my conclusions because I'm a good Vanguard player.
Well, I also remember the time. I remember the time where we saw like Mega Colony top, and we were like, the whole game's changed.
Yeah.
Stumpito's best deck, everyone else is garbage, and then we never saw it top again.
Yeah. Stop the presses, but only for a day, and then everything was okay.
So I think. So so we're gonna Rincon. Yeah, Rincon.
Recon. I think it's Rincon.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he brings up a very good point. Since this is still early, do you think people are going to move away from King of Night Soul Saver combo?
I mean, that was my thing in the beginning. I talked to Keith about this. Like, I was like, those two cards don't belong with each other.
About that with me or the chat. So explain yourself.
Those decks are completely not like. Would I run one or two Soul Savers in my build? Sure, because it's still a fantastic finisher if you can get it, or if the 4 stars align and you have the Soul Saver and you have the combo and you pull it off, you're probably gonna win. Congrats. But like, is it justifying a 4/4? No, you have to pick one or the other. Because the deck's just not super synergetic. Those two bosses are not synergetic to each other at all. Clearly, one of these cards is not meant to be played with the other. And people who say, like, oh, Blaster Blade's garbage because he doesn't work with Soul Saver. And I was like, well, have you ever stopped to think maybe Soul Saver's garbage because he doesn't work with Blaster Blade? So, like, I think what we'll see is 2 decks form. And they might use some of the other cards, but the focus of the deck will be one or the other, and it will use the other sparingly, is my thoughts on it. What about you, Keith?
Yeah. So, first things first, I would just like to say, based on those comments, Jose is definitely pro-segregation. A dragon and a paladin should not be found in the same deck together. That is not the way Kadani intended things to happen.
Oh my god.
I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. It's a Friday. But in my opinion on stuff, I was never super duper impressed with the Soul Saver Turbo deck from the beginning, from the get-go. And you guys know that I went off and chat about it a lot. Because one, it's not consistent enough. You just don't get the combo enough times purely from the math. And second, it's just like, well, in a tournament, that's never going to work ever for you. And then when it does go off, like, if you haven't pushed damage prior to that, well, or if you don't get a trigger, how scary is 3 damage at the end of the day if you don't die? It's kind of like, well, okay, fair enough. I guess you just gave me a bunch of damage now to do all my shit back to you. And now you lose. So, yeah, I think it's actually going to take the form of what this guy did, which is for Alfred, for Soul Saver, until better options are available, because you have a great fail condition in Alfred. Like, if your combo goes off, then great, awesome, you got your combo, and good for you. But if it doesn't, then I'm still good. I'm just going to ride Alfred, do good things, get plus 10k, call a Blaster Blade, and everything's fine.
I'm gonna stick with Okay.
You had your point. You're done.
Okay.
Sit down.
Okay.
In your
Okay.
fancy chair.
Okay.
Now, this just goes to your whole synergetic boss thing, right? Like, if you look at like all of the grade 3s that we've in the set, and you can't even look at it in the set. Like, even in Kagro's case, whose most lists use Overlord from the trial deck, like, none of these bosses synergize at all. Imperial Daughter doesn't synergize with Amaterasu. Overlord doesn't synergize with Waterfall. Like, they work. They're I don't even know how to word it anymore. Anyway, these bosses don't synergize with each other.
I would argue that Perfect Riser and Assure Kaiser synergize just fine. They don't have such different win cons that they work against each other. They don't work against each other. I will give you the Kagura ones do. Just because your cards do different things doesn't mean they don't synergize. It's when they go against each other that they don't synergize. Because Blaster Blade uses Soul.
If you need the skill.
Yeah, but you need Blaster Blade to use Alfred. And granted, you can go in and not using the skill, but then, like, Why have Blaster Blade? We already talked about before how like his calling 4 dudes to get the crit. Like if it happens, yeah, have a good time, do it. But like don't overextend to get the crit. If the crit flows into your life, flow into the crit. But if it doesn't, then don't. That being said, like the other skill's a retire skill. Use the other skill. Like what else? What the hell are you doing with this grade 2 10K? I can tell you 15 other grade 2 10Ks you can use.
The flow of the crit has to be my new favorite, like Vanguard self-help. It is like you must get your draw and crits in alignment in your body. That way the crit can flow through you.
Oh my god.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like if you're gonna have Blaster Blade, use Blaster Blade. And if you use Blaster Blade, then you use Soul, which is something that you can't replenish efficiently enough at this particular time to also make complete use of Soul Saver. Now, I will say...
I disagree with that, because you have 2 cards, one of which you can search that help replenish Soul.
I don't think it's consistent enough to make
Have you played it?
No, I haven't. That's what I'm saying. I think, Braxton. I think.
Wait, have you to make the counter statement to that?
What?
Also, no.
I said, has Braxton done it to make the counter statement to that?
Also, I have not.
Mm-hmm. Good discussion, guys.
I'm just saying. His deck's at 4th place. So he obviously should try to change something to make it to 1st. And I'm saying the problem lies in Soul Saver.
Therein lies the Soul Saver.
To Keith's point also, in a tournament that is going to be best of 1 for Bushiroad, do you really want to be taking Soul Saver, a deck that is like inconsistent in a situation where it's a best of 1? Maybe if you're like super lucky, unlike me, if you're Braxton, yeah, do it. You'll always hit the combo because your name's Braxton Thompson. The rest of us plebeians are going to hit into the counter. We're going to miss the combo. We're going to be out in 5 minutes, and I drove to Atlanta for nothing.
Yeah. That's right. If you high roll all the damn time, then Soul Saber combo is the deck for you.
I just like how every time we have these conversations, I just end up being perfect at everything for some reason. When did that start?
I think it was 2013, Brax. Can't escape from crossing fate, bro.
GG.
No, what I will say though, to your point though, because I think that Braxton did bring up a good point that the Kagura ones also, I would argue, are not synergetic. They do work against each other. But Draconic Overlord is a really, really good card. And Draconic Waterfall is a really, really good card. So when both your cards are just bonkers, you just play both bonkers cards. Like Soul Saver is a great card, and King of Knights is a great card. But Draconic Overlord is a great card, and Waterfall is mind-blowing. Yeah. So, and then with OTT, they're 2 grade 3s. I just honestly don't think they don't synergize, but they also don't get in each other's way. They just kind of exist in the same deck. And then Novas, they actually like do, at least they both do a similar thing, so they kind of synergize. That's my thoughts here. So I'm gonna hand it over to Keith real quick. Keith, you got anything to add there?
I don't know where I should be talking about in terms of synergy in this. Like, which part of the conversation am I trying to answer to?
Well, no, just any additional thoughts here, because I feel like I was rambling there for a while.
Basically, am I right or am I right?
Yeah. Well, based on the wealth of options I have to pick right there.
You can also pick the incorrect answer was that you're right, Keith. So you don't want to pick that one.
Well, I can either pick Braxton right twice or I'm wrong. Amazing.
By the way, Keith, I see you sneaking in there. I am not the luckiest one in the team. Okay?
That is luckiest, but you are luckier. You're at the higher end of luck.
Give me one example, please.
Did you see that car you walked out of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not fair. Okay, I'll give you that one. Give me a Vanguard-related example.
Yeah.
You lost your deck in the same tournament twice and found it both times.
I said a Vanguard-related one. As to in regards to the game, Braxton.
Our Gears match. Our Night Rose match. Do you remember these games?
Yeah, I do. I know.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one at GT where we were practicing?
Yeah. That Gears game, the Night Rose game in Nationals that I played. Mm-hmm. Remember those?
In the team tournament. In the
Yeah.
team tournament.
Yeah, wait, which one was the one where you like gave me like you tried to? Oh, that was the team one, right? Where you were just like die, and I was like, no.
That's right. I would dragoot you down to no board, and then the board would come back, and I'd be like, how?
There was also that time in Atlanta the first round of Team League where Jose got double critted at 3 against Shadow Paladin Witches and he's 6 damage shield.
Wow.
Oh, that's another good one. But I knew I was gonna say damage shield. That's why I took the damage. Like I could feel it, Braxton. I was like, it is. I can feel it.
Got you.
Because I remember I still remember the look on Jorge's face, man, when I got the double crit. Because he was like putting his deck away, and I was just like, nah, don't worry.
I was about to pack up to leave. I was about to take us back home to North Carolina. I was like, nope, cancel the room. We're done route. We're going home.
That was a good one. All right.
Oh, Keith's gone. No.
Oh, sad Keith boy. All right, and with that, we'll go ahead and jump in because I think Keith's going to come back. We'll jump into hashtag Ask Absolutions. Hopefully you enjoyed this Friday. The topic was kind of sporadic, and yeah, hopefully next week I'll have a better topic or Braxton will have a better topic. One of us will because I'm dwindling here. Yeah, so feel free to give us some hashtag Ask Absolutions. It's a Friday. We're going to be trying to be as focused as we can here. I'll try to get.
How about? So I already coming up with questions. How about you guys give us topics that you want us to talk about?
Oh, Keith's back.
Yeah, sorry. The storm got me for a second.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because the thing is, I started seeing the lightning in the background. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I just saw Keith staring off to the distance like he was looking at death, and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" starts playing.
Got him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So here's the real hashtag Ask Absolution. Did he know he was ahead? Or did he think he was ahead? Did JR think he was ahead?
JR. Who's JR?
Yeah, that's a NBA.
How did you Keith, you watched the game?
Oh, yes. I was like, wait, what are we talking about JR?
Oh wait, Keith, did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
Dude, LeBron's face, that's meme worthy right there, man.
It was
all
like,
right. For teaching a new player which TD to play them, do you mirror match or do you switch it up?
I would switch it up. Oh, go ahead, Braxton. You first.
For teaching a new player, do you play them with mirror match? Oh, I think he's asking if he's going to mirror match them. Which one should he use, Blasters or Overlords? I'd say switch them up.
That way they get a flavor for both clans. That's my thought there. What about you, Keith? What do you think?
I think the best thing to do is wait until VBT01 comes out, build a full deck, and then take them out and destroy them with the scrub-ass trial deck. Yeah.
All right, so here's what I've learned, is that Keith is like 10% serious on Fridays and 90% lies.
Nothing but lies and fake news from the Irish.
Keith, I'll say, with Keith, with heat like that, you should play fighting games. Like, you would just be so vicious. Keith, what character do you play? The best in the game, so I can murder you.
Oh, I want to learn how to play. I want to learn how to play fighters. Oh, let me play you with Cell.
It's funny because it's true.
No, I think that if you play them with Mixon, they get a good, and they should be the one playing Blasters because it's the simpler clan.
Keith will be the one to take down Sonic Fox.
Not today.
Hashtag Absolution. Why is no one riding Overlord on a Shrieking right now? Because Gaius is arguably better.
You say that, but Braxton's totally going to play Strike, and he's just not willing to tell anybody right now. Braxton's going to hit you with that striking combo, make you cry.
No, I'm going to hit you with Striking and then put a Gaius right behind.
Oh, God. Please stop, Braxton.
You thought you were safe.
You gonna carry this weight, boy?
Yeah. He's gonna check 2 crits because he's Braxton and kill you. And it's like, GG!
Oh, God. And then we're gonna go to game 2, and I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Do you have any advice for Springfest? So I'll start with the joke answer coming from Keith. Keith, what do you got?
Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything then. That's fine. That's cool.
See, Keith says that, but he really means he's not saying anything because you're trash. Go home, kid. No.
Yeah. Is get good and acceptable?
All right.
Oh,
Braxton, what is your advice for this man?
Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. The 2 advice I always give people, there's a video about this, I think, tournament preparation or whatever. 2 advice I get to give you is play what you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's the blessed, even if that's even if it isn't like the best deck, but you're super comfortable with it, play it. Don't beat yourself up when you lose the best of 1. You could run into Neo Nectar like Keith did in ARG and just get shafted by the out. Like, it can happen to you. Don't beat yourself up, and don't over practice the night before because you're just gonna stress yourself out.
And we say this as we always break that rule every time.
Hey, I never practice the night before. I play 1 game with Keith, get super frustrated, and call it a night.
And then he proceeds to beat me with amazing luck in the tournament itself.
And then he whispers sweet nothings into Keith's ear. Get good. If you're taking the ward, you should be fine. The ward is nutty.
Also, I'll say this also, and this is gonna be another one of these where if someone tracks down this video and it's gonna get shots fired, make sure you take a shower the morning of. Not that you weren't going to, but do it anyways. They'll do it because I told you. Do it because it's the right thing to do.
Hygiene is more important than card games. Braxton
Accurate.
Thompson, 2018.
Hashtag Absolution. How many people do you expect to mess up the mulligan rule? I'm gonna do
All
it.
of them.
I'm gonna do it once. It's gonna happen to me. It's gonna happen to
We've been doing the other mulligan rule for 5 years. It's gonna happen at least once, just from sheer muscle memory on the other one.
Wait, so the new one is put it on the bottom, then draw, then shuffle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stack, then shuffle.
Yeah. Well, man, Megasonic really wants your wisdom, Keith. You gonna drop him any wisdom?
Do I have here? Here's a little Irish nugget, which are
my God,
inside Lucky Charms. So, my wisdom to impart upon you for this tournament: assert dominance. Call a judge immediately as soon as you start the tournament.
Judge, I don't trust my opponent. I want you to shuffle his deck every turn.
Assert dominance. Call a judge immediately. Oh my God. What kind of Irish proverb is that?
You gotta make sure that your opponent, that you do not fuck around in this tournament. All right? We're not gonna mess around. Any small deviation, you're gonna call a judge. They put their hand in the deck. Judge call. They surrendered. That's what happened. I swear. It wasn't like they were trying to draw a card from their deck.
When you sit down against your opponent, you pull out your dice bag, you pull out your deck, and you pull out your stopwatch. You're like, you got 30 seconds before I call slow play.
Yeah. Do the one better. Pull out that double clock that chess players use. Break it down.
Gunk. Your move, scrub.
Yeah, that's right. Take top, motherfucker.
Wow. He is so aggressive.
Oh my god.
My body can't. Just can't. All right.
I like. Oh lord.
Hashtag Absolution. What's this thing called? A shower.
Wow. Come on, V Decker. You know. Don't make me.
It's when you wash in the tears of the soul of your enemies.
Wow, Brax. Wow. All right. Well, I guess that's everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to wrap this.
Commenting on my stupidity.
Time to wrap up this damage check. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please, if you're new to Team Absolution, this was a crazy damage check to watch. But please hit that subscribe button for more content. We'll see you here next time with Team Absolution. This is the Irish God.
Yeah, smash that like button.
If you're watching this in the archive, please give us a comment down there. We'll see you here next time with Team Absolution.
Smash that comment button.
Peace.